Where did you grow up? Because I know that you both grew up and moved.
I grew up in Northwest Washington, 3900 block of 3915 13th Street. And I went to St. Gabriel's Elementary School, St. Anthony First Year High School. Then I went to McFarland Junior High, and then Tech for 2 years. When I came back to the service, I went to the Veterans High School, which was at Old Central High School.
And Grandma, how about you? Where did you grow up?
Well, I went to kindergarten in Pittsfield, Massachusetts.
Oh, you went to school, the old school.
And then we moved, it wasn't too long, but then we came down to Hoosick Falls Ed for about a year, I would say. And I went to the little schoolhouse up on the, you've seen it, I went there, and then we moved down to Washington. And I went to Holy Comforter School in Washington, and then graduated from the 8th grade there, and then went on to St. Cecilia's High School, right down near Capitol Hill, near the Capitol.
Just east of the Capitol.
And then after I graduated from St. Cecilia's, I went to Immaculata.
What was your first job?
My first job, I guess working at the ballpark. My first job was at the Star, as a composing room at the Star. And I worked at the ballpark in the Redskin games. And just before I went into service. When I came back from the service, I completed my apprenticeship, and that's when I came up here the first time.
Before that, I went to work for 7-Up for about a year. Then I worked at Georgetown University for quite a few years. And then I went to
The Washington Senators.
Okay. Grandpa, what was your first visit to Hoosick?
September 10th, 1952. The day that I got out of my apprenticeship, I met Patty Hughes and Betty at my car, and they picked me up, and we drove up to East Stroudsburg. That's where we stayed the first night, East Stroudsburg.
Okay.
While we were there, the band came marching down the street, and both teams were marching behind the band, and the people that were going to the game was marching behind them. Never saw anything like that.
Oh, wow.
We heard the music. We hadn't gone to dinner yet. We went out on the front porch, and you see them marching right down the street to go play the game. I think the first time I came up, Eddie and young Larry talking, took me over to where I could see my 5th grade teacher from St. Gabriel, Sister Angelica, was in Cohoes. And they kept us waiting because she was coming home from swimming, and she was still in a bathing suit. And she had apologized for being late, or Betty and I went,
Oh, that's funny.
That was the first time I came up. What I really impressed me was the flowers that the people had around their homes. It was just a beautiful. Every house had a beautiful arrangement of flowers around their house. Well kept home, really nice.
And Grandma, your first visit was when you were just a baby?
Yeah.
You went into the Army before you finished high school?
Yes.
How old were you when you went in the Army?
Just turned 18 and a half. I got hurt playing basketball. I had an operation. They wouldn't take me. The scar was too red. They wouldn't take me, so I had to wait 6 months longer. So
Oh, I didn't know
I was
that.
drafted. Yeah, I trained for the invasion of Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God for Harriet Tubman.
What did you do in the service?
I was trained for the infantry. I trained for the invasion of Japan. I was a flamethrower. Trained as a flamethrower, an infantry soldier, and explosives. Trained explosives, blowing up bridges and stuff like that. And we got in. I came home before he went. Came home after I finished 16 weeks of basic training, and then I think it was another 4 or 5 weeks on top of that. Then I came home. Then I went to, after a short time home, I went to Fort Meade and went to Eugene, Oregon. That was to the Camp-A-Deer, Oregon. From there we went to Seattle. I'm not sure the name of that. That was in 1945, I guess. And we went on the SS Cape Pond to Japan. We were supposed to go to the Philippines, but because of a typhoon, they diverted. We were 26 days at sea, trying to skirt the typhoon. We got right in the middle of it. And then we went to Nagasaki Bay because it was radioactive. We couldn't go up on deck, but we went up anyhow. And then they took us from there to Nagoya, and then I went from Nagoya to Wakayama, and I was assigned to 341st Ordnance. And then from there, we went over the mountain to Kobe, Japan, and I left Kobe, Japan. In 1946, I got home. I got discharged from the Army December 31st, 1946.
Tell me about why you had to peel potatoes.
Oh, because there wasn't much of it. I guess I didn't follow the instructions too good. I was always in the kitchen working pots and pans and peeling potatoes.
And how did you guys meet?
Well, I met at, first time I met was at Margaret and you came to the house to run after the ordination position. Thank you. And then we met at Jimmy and Mary's wedding, and we met again when Mikey, the nephew, got baptized, and then after that we start. I bet in February we start dating.
What was your first date?
We want to believe the first one? Mass at St. Gabriel's, 12:15 Mass at St. Gabriel's. Then we went to, after that we went to the ice cream. What was the ice cream name?
Ice cream on their first date.
What was it? What was it? Ice cream cabinet. What was that ice cream? Giffords.
Giffords.
Ice cream. She had a coffee sundae and I had peppermint with marshmallow.
My goodness, and you still eat coffee, still your favorite, and peppermint still your favorite.
Yeah. They came to visit. They came to visit the night that we went out. We were going to go to a movie, but I was supposed to work that night. I was a sub, and the guy came back from Florida and he asked could he release me, and I said yes. I said, so I gave my sandwich that my mom made for Paul Howard. I said, Paul, here's my. And I went home and I got the engagement ring, October 5th, 1952, and we went out and we went up to Right by Soldier's home and we said the rosary. Then we went back in the house and when they saw the ring on her finger, they screamed. And the grandmother said, I know they were up to no good.
And so then you got married
May 2nd, 1953.
Where?
A lady of Lloyd's in Bethesda. My brother Raymond married us.
And then where was your reception?
Willard Hotel in Washington, D.C.
And who were your groomsmen?
Jerome Fanning, my brother, was the best man. Frank Slattery, Chester Hartman, and Leo Hanrahan were the groomsmen.
And how about you? Who were your bridesmaids?
My sisters, Margaret, Rita, Mary.
And
She was at the same place with me. We went to the Lady of Lords.
I stood by him.
oh, okay. You both got married at the same place. Okay. All right.